Hello everybody, Old School Game Snub here, and today we are doing a solo versus 69 army. Here we go, in the desert. It's a great place to attempt difficult odds because of the nice open play space. There's no trees to run into. Trees are troublesome when you're looking behind you. Suddenly you'll be entirely stopped. So trees are no good. We don't like trees. I mean, we like trees, but we don't like to run into trees. Anyway, yeah, so starting out, I'm going to give a little bit of a synopsis on how this is done. And I would be lying if I said I could do this every time. I definitely cannot. I have to try, you know, a few times, or sometimes more than a few times, to actually manage to pull off a 1v overwhelming odds. Let's say 1v69 in this case. But to break it down, you kind of have to start out by dealing with the horses. The infantry is not too much of a problem to start because they can't keep up, and especially as you get to higher and higher horse speeds, it becomes easier to keep your distance and to maneuver. And then it's really all about, well, I was gonna add this later, but it seems relevant. Archers. I really have to watch out for enemy archers. One arrow, you know, caught to the helmet at high speed on a horse will basically end your attempt. So you got to watch out for those high-speed arrows. They just multiply the damage so much. Even the lower tier archers can land a lucky shot, so you really have to watch out for those. So initially, yeah, we are managing the cavalry and the cavalry horse archers. Again, I probably would start with the horse archers, but typically it's kind of whatever comes. It's kind of adaptive to the moment, to the situation. But yeah, like I say, those spears, those arrows, one of those will do you in. So yeah, sometimes if I get an opportunity, I like to try to snipe some of the archers if I get a chance to take them out, because eventually we're going to have to deal with the infantry. And the archers, they're difficult. They're difficult to hit whilst moving on a horse, and they are problematic to try to hit whilst the horse is still, because as soon as you slow and stop your horse, they'll pretty much get a shot on you about as fast as you'll get a shot on them, and they will usually have more bows on you. And so, yeah, it's dangerous, very dangerous. Anyway, we have dealt with the horses. Now we're moving into the melee portion. Basically, you're going to need to keep your shield off of your, on your back rather, or no shield at all, because you're going to need to be able to move quickly enough to backpedal and side pedal faster than the enemy soldiers can keep up. These are lower tier soldiers, so they're not too fast. Higher tier soldiers are a lot faster and can be a lot more difficult. In fact, I haven't accomplished a high tier 1 versus overwhelming odds battle yet. I keep trying. I've come close a few times, but in this case, yeah, we're dealing with some slower troops, and we have a fairly high athletic skill, about 170. So not insanely high, but pretty darn high. The whole thing here is to try to get those side swings. They're faster. They don't really slow you down as much. Occasionally I'll blooper and I'll do a thrust maneuver. That's not on purpose. The thrust does seem to slow you down a bit, so I try not to thrust. I also try not to overhand, although sometimes, like I said, I fumble my keys. And the overhead is okay. Sometimes it can get around the shields or over the shields a little better. But this part is a lot of staying light on your feet and just not making a single mistake, basically. Well, I mean, you can make a little mistake here and there, but if you don't keep your range just right the whole time, that's it. That's it. The enemy will land a lucky hit or two, and that'll probably end it. The other thing you have to watch out for is when a spear thrower breaks off from the rest of the group. Those spears will end your effort, end your day pretty quick. So when you do see somebody slow down and step off from the rest of the group, you got to keep a close eye on them, and you got to get ready to dodge that incoming spear, and if at all possible, maneuver to take out that spear thrower. And otherwise, honestly, once you start to take down the infantry, which does not have a shield, which is easy, pretty easy, because they just go down, they have like no defense. But with a shield, man, it's like chopping through a tree. It's like chopping through a tree which has been forged into a shield, or in this case, mini shields. Eventually those shields will break, and sometimes you just have to keep chopping until you break them and not make any mistakes. What happens is that since you are one versus many, even though they still, outnumber me quite a bit, the morale will start to break because they haven't scored any kills on it. This is especially true when you make a bunch of sequential quick kills. The morale will start to break and the enemy soldiers will start to flee, because I suppose the game calculates the lack of any kills on their half, on their part, and factors that in as a pretty bad morale penalty. But yeah, anything, tier 2, 3 does seem to have pretty good morale and does stick around for pretty much most of the fight. But the latter part of the fight, you will start to see the enemy break and rout. So that's it. That's the basic strategy for one versus many. Like I say, it is not usually that accomplishable in the first try. It's really more of a take a few tries sort of endeavor. Though, yeah, like I say, the more you practice, the better you get at it. And the main thing is just watching those arrows. One stray arrow and it's game over. So never underestimate those arrows. They will end your day. Alright, hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you liked the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more, and also I will be doing a $500 gift coupon giveaway for my subscribers to the Steam store. You can buy all the games you want. I'm going to be doing that soon. Subscribe.